All right, so we're back here on Studio 90 Extra Time for more with Heather O'Reilly.
Yeah! Yeah!
This is a segment we are calling a Heyo World Cup History. As you know, there have been 5 previous World Cups. We've now started a 6th. You're 26 years old. You've been alive for all 5. First one was in 1991. You were 6 years old. What were you doing in the fall of 1991 at age 6?
Well, I was probably just starting to play soccer, which is pretty cool. Definitely didn't know that there was a Women's World Cup going on. But it's always awesome to look back at some of the photos that they have from that and seeing the volume and some of the hairstyles. Christine Lilly had a good one. My former coach at UNC, Anson Dorrance, the head coach of the team in '91, also had some serious volume going on in his hair. Yeah, I was probably just, starting my love of the game in 1991.
Do you guys ever think about, let's bring back that volume here. Let's bring back those hairstyles.
Yeah, well, a lot of trends come around again, so, you
just
never
gotta
know.
you just gotta hold out long enough, I
Being
suppose.
from Jersey, I can probably get some volume
There we
going
go.
on in mine, too.
What was the name of your first soccer team? Do you remember playing at age 6?
Yeah, we were the Purple People Eaters.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which was pretty sweet. And White Lightning as well, which is a name that's stuck with me through the years.
Like as a nickname?
Yeah, a little bit, but.
Don't mess. Don't mess. All right, so we're moving on to 1995 now. The World Cup is in Sweden. You were 10 years old. What do you remember about that World Cup, if anything?
Well, I, again, didn't know that there was a World Cup going on. But my dad actually was traveling for business in Sweden at the time. So my dad actually went to the Women's World Cup, and he says that he sat with a lot of the USA friends and family section. And so he came home and brought me some like T-shirts and hats and souvenirs and stuff, and was telling me about the tournament. And he's like, "Yeah, there's this player, Mia Hamm, that's really, really good." And I was like, "Dad, her name's Maya." And he's like, "Nope, I'm pretty sure it's Mia Hamm." And I just, it was too cool for school then, and I was just
White
Dad, it was
Lightning,
Maya.
dude, White Lightning.
Yeah, White Lightning. Was not buying it. But yeah, I think that was really cool that my dad went and brought home that stuff for me, and I mean, I still remember, how he was talking about it, so definitely left a lasting impact.
4 years later, 1999, we know you remember this one. You were 14 in the stands at Giant Stadium, one of almost 80,000 people watching USA versus Denmark. What do you remember about that game?
Oh, man, well, it was such a huge event. I had been looking forward to it all summer with a lot of my club teammates on the East Brunswick Dynamite. Yeah, and we just packed into one of the, large Astrostar minivans, cranking in sync the whole way to Giant Stadium because they were the opening act and we were so pumped to see them perform. And, tailgating in the parking lot and just looking around and just seeing how many people were just excited about women's soccer. And I think that, it was so inspiring to me. I was sitting in the stands. I was like, I want to do this one day. And then, of course, later on, a couple weeks later, seeing the penalty kick shootout and just going absolutely crazy. I remember I was watching it with my mom and dad just in our living room in New Jersey, and just screaming and running around the room when Brandy buried that last kick. That one I definitely remember very vividly.
4 years later now, 2003, you're poised to make the Women's World Cup team. You would have been the youngest person on the team at age 18, but you broke your leg a few months out of the tournament, couldn't get back in time. What was your impression just watching it on TV?
Well, I was a freshman in college, and I was devastated, of course, to not make the team. And that was really hard for me because it was sort of my first injury. And it was the first time where I really, truly felt like I couldn't just work harder for something or will myself to do something. It was literally, I was on a broken leg, and I had to allow myself the time to heal.
On to 2007, where you played all 6 games. You started 5. You were a key player for the team that finished 3rd place. What did that tournament teach you, about performing at the World Cup, playing these games at the highest level?
It taught me that everybody needs to step up on this team, and it's going to take every single person on this roster. In the opening game against North Korea, it was a crazy game. The way that the scoring happened, Abby was injured for, I think, 10 whole minutes and was off the field getting staples in her head. And North Korea scored during that time, and it was a very tumultuous match. And I was able to get the equalizer in that game to at least, keep our hopes alive and make the game 2-2. So I think that moment sort of showed me that, I was on the field for a reason. I belonged there. I could help the team, and that it wasn't going to be easy. I mean, this is the World Cup. People come out to play, so.
And now, 4 years later, I guess you draw on that experience, as the U.S. team's set to begin this World Cup.
Pia's given me a big role on this team. I've gotten a lot of minutes at right midfield, and she has a lot of belief in me and the team as well. So I think that, now it's believing in myself and believing in what I've done on the practice pitch for these last, 4 years plus, and believing that I'm ready to go.
All right, Heather, thanks a lot for coming by Studio 90 Extra Time.
Thank you.